Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Blind. Continuing what could very well be another raid quest that we probably actually can't complete. You talk to Stacia here. And head over to another area here. Come on over to the Perak when you have spare moment. Tired of hearing those two arguing. That's the God's honest truth. Fly to the Perak. Pirate spot. Pirate stuff. Back to Coldwind. Other things over here. Is that shadow? Airship or bird? Concerning. Floating island. Can't fall off. Safety. Okay. Some people here. The Red Bills. Engineer. When you're a sky pirate, a well-maintained airship can mean the difference between life and a horrible plummet in death. So we keep a close eye on the condition of our vessels around here. Very reasonable. He is Red Bill Tarboy. Here to see the captain? Just go through the gate here and head north when you come up top. Scores are across the bridge. Access to the Perak. Exit the landing, go inside. Totally needs to be separate locations. We just went all the way through. Guess we don't have the inside part of this. Now we're up at the top of this. Let's cross that way. Okay. Got a cook here. It's good to have. When the crew's heads are filled with naught but loot and laughter, it's my job to see their bellies are filled with decent grub. That Leofard's the worst of the lot. He'll live on gold bars and boot leather if I wasn't here to cook for him. Eating the gold bars or eating the boot leather? Options. Alright. Let's up here. Little spot back here you can also be. Work on alt stuff. Neat. Okay. Cross this bit of bridge. There's Stacia. Thanks for coming. The captain and the cat are inside, still having their discussion. Talk to Leofard, will you, before I strangle the both of them? Entrance to Leofard's chambers. It's from this side. And a bit more stuff over here. Around this way. Okay, lower section here. Get to that. There's a door leading out to that side, which we can't go to. The whole place up here. Entrance. Alright. Look at all this treasure. Look at all this stuff. Huh? Bedroom, meeting room, treasure room. Amazing. If you're here to ask about the Queen's coffin, then you'd best turn around and walk straight out again. This aggravating furball's turned my mood sour as month-old olive goat milk. Leofard, Artix to come all this way to help us, at your request, I might add. He deserves to hear where we stand on the search, at least. The search is giving me ulcers, is what it is. By all reports, Diablos is lurking somewhere in the heavens, building up his forces. The sky is a vast dome, as high as the ocean is deep, and we've not the pirates to scour every damn floating rock. That's when I try my luck with Radlia. You remember her, don't you? Captain of the Talons, blonde hair, one eye, stole our bloody compass. Well, I've been eavesdropping with that link pearl I slipped into the casing, hoping to catch something useful. But all I've heard from her and her sorry crew is snoring, grumbling, and japes about the Archbishop's holy nethers. In the end, it seems we've no choice but to do this the hard way. But a certain Mulan annoyance refuses to acknowledge the truth of it. You cannot possibly hope to investigate the entire sky with this meager handful of ne'er-do-wells. I find my suggestion to seek aid from your fellow pirate gangs a perfectly reasonable one under the circumstances. Ah, stow it, you mangy alley cat. You've not the faintest idea of how sky pirates operate. Best case scenario would be locked into a deal to hand over any treasure we find. That's assuming we weren't laughed out of the room to begin with. You cannot assume that every man and woman shares your base morality. If we but made the attempt, I'm sure we could convince some few of the nobility of our cause. And so it goes, round and round. Knowing pirates as I do, I find myself siding with the captain on this. What have you, Arctic? Any thoughts on the matter? What are your thoughts on the matter? Handle this ourselves, seek aid from other crews. I mean, even with multiple pirate crews, it's still the entire sky. I very much question that being even remotely helpful. If we have to give up the treasure, why even bother? And just do this. It's fine. See there? Even Arctic agrees with me. Proceed as we have been and try to cover as much sky as possible. However we tackle things, though, we have a long road ahead of us. See if I can think up a better way to shorten it. Might as well head back to your adventures, Arctic. Unless you're willing to lend us your experience in another matter, that is. Utata, our chief engineer, has been mumbling about the Void Ark and cursing under her breath for days. Might be as you can provide some insight into her dilemma. She is conducting her research in the Sea of Clouds, yes? Well, I should rather discuss the properties of the Void Ark and continue with this fruitless debate. I shall see you down there, I take. Sea of Clouds. Speak with Hannah on the gauntlets. Over here. Over here. Where are we? We're here. We exit, and we're back over that way. It was where the pirate stuff was. Exit here. We go over to this one and enter here to exit to there. So landing. We're gonna enter here and down to Cold Wind. Very careful running along these little bits here. And now, they're over there. Okay. See if they've unlocked the Void Ark Extreme or something ridiculous. Something of a raid. The previous whole Alliance raid business we did was like 3 separate bits in a row. So if this just continues towards that, also could theoretically be possible. Also just go through and queue up for a bunch of different stuff. See if anything happens. Although most of them we don't have the item level for, so go back and try a few of the little required items for their little 50 stuff, but it's fine. What's up? What are we doing? Or what are we maybe doing, at least? Hey. What troubles you, Mistress Utata? We were told that some matter regarding the Void Ark was causing you no small measure of grief. Mistress Utata, what are you... Oof, ah. The things we've seen. Hooray! I feel so much better now. My apologies, Kate Sith. You had the misfortune to enter my field of view just as I felt intense desire to squeeze something warm and fuzzy. It's this damnable ectocompass. I made another one, you see, identical in all respects to the first compass that Radlia stole. But look, it's pointing in a completely different direction to where the Void Ark should certainly be. I don't understand what I did wrong. Use the same plans, the same parts. I can imagine that would be infuriating. You're certain there is no flaws in the design or the materials. We are just so much taller. Positive. Tweaked and adjusted and replaced every single piece. Refuses to function as intended. I'm on the verge of tossing the blasted thing over the edge. What do you make of this, Arctic? I don't think it's broken. It's behind the Void Ark. I don't think the compass is broken. I'm feeling like perhaps it's pointing to the other compass somehow. The Void Ark presumably couldn't have gone too far. We should just follow the compass. What's the worst that could happen? It's pointing to something. Yes, I'm inclined to agree. Judging by your previous work, it would seem unlikely the compass itself is defective. Must consider other factors. Why don't you explain to us the principle by which the ectocompass tracks the Void Ark? It all comes down to etheric signature. Discover the Void Ark is encompassed by an energy of rather peculiar composition that has simply tuned the compass to follow its unique trail. Or, it's where the coffin's at. An energy of a peculiar composition, you say? Of course. The Ark was repelled by the siphoned energies of void scent. It could be the compass was tracking not the vessel itself, but the ether of the entities imprisoned within. That would certainly explain why the compass now points in a different direction than one would expect. After all, Diablos and the Shadow Queen are no longer aboard the Ark. Are you implying that if we plotted a course based on the readings from the ectocompass, we would arrive on the demon's doorstep, so to speak? Just so, Mistress Utata. Assuming my theory is correct, we no longer require outside assistance to pursue our elusive quarry. It also means the other compass is pointing there, though. Which is not really what they're going for. They want the ship for the laser. Would the laser even work without the energy? Oh, Anastasia. What perfect timing. I won't believe the wonderful discovery we've just... Horrible discovery. Terrible news. Talon airships have been spotted en route to our nest. If it's revenge they're looking for, we must head back and make ready for them. Let's go. Well, let's go, I mean, we're gonna have to fly over there. Yeah, got this far at least. Talon's duck swab. Hey, we made it. Thank the gods. You upset the demon, didn't ya? Didn't ya? We're just out here, cleaning up everybody else's messes. Truce, Red Bill. We need your help to save Captain Radlia. Where? Who? What? You're one of Radlia's favorites. You threatened my crew, steal our compass, and you come crawling to me for help? What kind of unholy mess have you cretins stumbled into? We took your damn compass, but it didn't show us to the ghost ship. We ended up in some moldy old ruins, lousy with void scent. Before we knew it, some sort of spider demon was knocking our ships out of the sky. Two of us managed to pull away, but we saw what happened to them as they got caught on the ground. The captain survived the massacre. She's stuck there with no wings to fly out again. Why don't you give that link pearl a listen, Captain? Might be, as we can learn if Bradley is alive or dead, at least. So much buzzing, can't hear it blasting. Wait, I'm getting some words. They're after a cat artifact. Damn demons are searching. Hide. Then a bunch of screaming. So that is still kicking for now, but who knows for how long. If those screams were an act, then consider me fooled. I don't think the Talons are laying a trap here. I've half a mind to leave Radlia to her fate, but I never turn my back on an adventure, especially when the scent of treasure is in the air. Now tell me where you found these ruins. You'll help us then? You're a good man, Redbill. We left the cabin in the XIV Saltmoor, just northwest of Mordana. In XIV, you say? You must speak of the ruined shell of the hack itself, the Shatoto's black heart. Could they be after the Nullstone? Bradley. What's that, puss? You think you know what those fiends are after? Right. Tatas, so the Talons are patched up. Then we have the mill ready to fly. Don't spare the oil, you know I love to hear purr. Okay. I take Stacia in the furball to my quarters, and we'll have ourselves a chat about our impending trip to Old Mac. Okay. We go through multiple loading bits, back through here. Next the landing up to the other bit, over to the other bit. Yep. Sprint. Sprinting through the sky. Well, if Kate Sith can stand on the table. No, I want to stand on the table too. Okay. Right, Furball. Let's hear about this artifact that Diablos is looking for. If I am to speak of the Nullstone, I must first explain the method by which Echi's sorcerers would bind the Void Scent into service. The more powerful the Void Scent, the more difficult it is to manifest its presence in this world. Their own immense strength weighs them down like an anchor, you see, preventing them from breaking the surface of our dimension. That's why they cooperate with mortal sorcerers. Mage can provide a suitable vessel for the summoning, or rip a large enough hole in the fabric of reality for the entity itself to step through. Let me guess. The mage forces the Void Scent to agree to a pact in return for the invitation into our world. That's correct. But it would be foolhardy to expect such devious and malevolent creatures to abide by the spirit or even the most carefully worded contract. Thus did the Magi construct an occult device that would more securely bind the Void Scent to their will, a safeguard of sorts, that to the best of my knowledge yet lies entombed within the remnants of the ancient city. The Nullstone was seen as a last resort. Should Void Scent break its pact and turn on its summoner, the mage use the relic to disperse the very essence of even the most powerful entity, obliterating it completely. I can't see the royals of the Void taking too kindly to a threat like that. Seems those sorcerers were just as ruthless as the monsters they summoned. When it came to the glory of Mash, the ends justify the means. In any event, we can be certain that Diablos seeks to secure the Nullstone before it falls into mortal hands, and thereby ensures that Sketchaf will reign unopposed. Alright, so know what the fiends are after. What I don't understand is why such a valuable relic was left behind when the mages knew a colossal flood was on the way. Its value was the very reason they chose not to risk its relocation. The null stone is kept within a structure constructed for the purpose, secured behind powerful wards, and protected by deadly guardians. And with the rising of the waters, the reason the artifact would be sunk along with the city, far beyond the reach of vengeful Voidsent. But now that Yam is more swamp than sea, the demons only have the wards and the guardians to deal with. I doubt they'd be wasting their time down there in the mud if they didn't have some trick to break through the wards. This has become a race to see who can nab the treasure first, which is just the sort of contest a sky pirate lives for. So we slip into the ruins, pinch the relic, and rescue Radlia right from under the fiend's noses. Well, I suppose we could save her while we're poking around for loot. If we have the time. I'll grab the new compass from Itana so we know where we're going. Check your weapons, pack your small clothes, meet me out by the landing when you're ready to fly. Okay. I carry everything I own on me at all times, because there's no storage systems. Okay. We'll fly directly to FM from here. To arrive, you forge ahead with your band of adventurers as you did on the Ark. Arctic. Just keep slicing into the depths until you reach the Nullstone. We don't risk getting knocked out of the sky by the Talons, so we'd best land a little ways out from the ruins and head in on foot. Furball says he knows the place well enough to guide you, so me and the Red Bills will fall behind on rescue duty. You concentrate on smashing a path through to the artifact. We'll check the nooks and crannies for Radley and her crew. Launch your guard down once you reach the ruins, though, eh? There's likely golems and such in there. What are worse than the fiends outside, and we wouldn't want our hero losing his head now, would we? Weeping City of Mac, now accessible. But is it, though? There's the entrance. It's over here. Void. Oh, it's part of the Treasure Trove event. What's 205? Weeping City of Nah. 205 raid. Well, we can't do that. What would it take to get to 205? A lot. The armor's doing the best it can, being 210, so that covers for it. That means everything else basically needs to be at least on par in order to get up to it. You're not getting a huge amount of over leveling points here. We got 133, 185s from the dungeon or whatever we did. 150 from this ring, 160. Yeah. Trying to come up with 24 more points here would be difficult to say the least. That is not currently possible. Okay. Well. Add it to the list of things to do at some point. Let us queue up for multiple things here, see if anything happens. New dungeons? No, it's more of a trials. This Blue Extreme, Stock Extreme. And we also have the Fist of the Father. We could technically also queue up for some 50 stuff. Since we're here. Just have slight concerns about when it drops to 50. We would not be able to use some of our abilities, maybe. Like Fire 4. Blizzard 4. Theoretically manageable, though. What else do we have in here? We have the Howling Eye Extreme. Ultima's Bane. We got those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to do. And 1/6 thing, which would be Earth's Fount. It's 5 selected. Showing on it. Average wait time less than 5 minutes in total. Somehow. Not sure exactly what it's trying to put us in, but looks like it's trying to do something. We will see if and what happens. Looks like it is Alexander Fist of the Father. That is the 170 item level raid with a full party. Alright. Things that are happening. This. The Fist of the Father. Okay. What are we getting ourselves into here? This is not the raid we just unlocked. Just a completely separate thing. Here is people. Alright. Duty commenced. Let's get it. Narrow passageway to start here. My goodness. Oh, it's sideways. I guess it was like going up the arm or something. Alright. So far, not very many enemies in here. Right, we're just getting straight into the first fight. Yeah, Faust. Yeah. Oh. Add thing. Defeat the doll. The last with fire. We're out of mana. The angle is definitely something here. How are you blasting? Yeah. 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 Mana. What's this? But there's a small room here. There's a strum doll. Alright. We're still kind of just focusing on the boss here, too. Depends what the strategy is. Or just a whole bunch of AoEs. It's also an option. Shuri Bay 44 is no longer sealed. Nope. A cutscene. What's going on in here? That's a defense. My goodness. Sliding down. Hi. Oppressor. Alright. Let's blast the oppressor. Fire. 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 Here, 8 set off. Avoid the crazy laser. Alright. These are falling. Maybe. Fire! Fire! Nice. Do a resin bomb. No. Stop it with that. Not allowed. Fire! Just blast in all directions here. Emergency deployment. All the attacks and stuff have names. These things are just happening. If you know what you're doing and what the names actually mean and stuff. It's about to explode. Suppressor 1.5. The second one? It's gonna self-detonate. Stop it. DPS check, perhaps? That was like a second one. Alright. Duty. Was that it? I guess this is the Fist of the Father. Just the first part of it. Strange. Alright. Your commendation. Everybody wins. There's 8 pieces of loot, apparently. What is this? Tarnished Gordian Lens. Tarnished Gordian Crank. Pel Bolt. Springs. Honestly, just no thanks. I don't have space for all these random bits. Anybody actually wants this, enjoy. Excellent. Leave duty. Yes. This is the Father complete. That was very quick. It's in the box. Mide. Explicitly done, adventurer. Eh. Well, what have we here? What do we have here? Ah. Round rocks. Sorry. The rocks could not stay away. So many new treasures here. Treasures? Oh, you mean the odd bits and bobs? Well, little one, these machines are yours to take. And some of them are rather beautiful, I must admit. Uplander can tell pretty machines from ugly, just like round rocks. Help me. No harm in adding one more to our company, is there? Keep an eye on her. Alright. Yeah, so sure. Yeah. Our players are unwise to come, but most of all is Treasure Hunter. What she seeks is not here, not in all of Gornius. A lot of guys there. As I live and breathe, quick things, all thoughts. Master of the Illuminati. Dun dun dun. Yeah. Gabi is our max stab with boom dust. Uplander shoots, everybody kabooms. Go for it. Uplander. Ear catches tongue flaps of master. Enigma Codex for plans making is gone. Luminary are we undertaking Alexander Initiative? Why did you tell him that? Yeah, foolish Gabi. Secrets are kept silent. Tongue flaps never traded with outsiders. Has Quick Things not ordered so many times? Master, forgive noise making of empty head. Gabi did not think. Please, Gabi will take any punishment. Just not worst one. Now. They exploded. Yeah. Wow, there's what? Shooting Gabis? And boom dust does not harm Uplanders. Blood, Uplander blood for fallen Gabikin. I think now would be a good time to leave. Yeah, probably. Zisha, what is Enigma Codex? Treasure? Yes, young one. My treasure. We just jumped in a hole. Alright, sure. We'll be back. Maybe. If we have the item level for it. And people show up. And everything. Biggs! William Hells. Face to face with the head of the Illuminati, eh? Sounds like you had quite an adventure. This Alexander initiative. It's got me wondering. You reckon it might be the Giant's name? Yep. No sign of the core, though, eh? Well, we'll just have to look further in. We'll let the chief know anyway. We happen to hear that Might and Round Rocks are safe, too. Those two haven't stopped talking about machines since I got back. Can't say I've ever thought of junk as pretty, but each to their own. Disarmed. 5,000 gil. That we can totally make use of. Thanks. Steel and steam. So eager to forge further into the machine. Ah, Arctic. I'm ready to have another go at finding the Giant's core. Wedge, could you... Wait, Wedge, stop listening to that bloody link pearl. We barged through the Illuminati's front door, and now we've broken their code. But I've just this moment intercepted a new communication. If you give me a moment to... There, it says... Oh. Death to Uplanders. Death to Uplanders. Man, I think we may have started a war. It's probably fine. The Cuff of the Father, now accessible. You now have access to the Cuff of the Father. Or this can be accessed via the entrance in Maker's Quarter. Alright. Reigns. Cuff of the Father. Who did this one? What's it saying here? Deep in the Yamas, Saltmore lies the ruins of the fabled city of Mach, a civilization of the 5th astral era whose prosperity is built upon unparalleled magics of destruction. Ancient edifice involves occult secrets. The Red Bills plan your next foray. Expect to encounter Void Scent, the same terrible beings that ground Radley and her crew, but on your path to retrieve a relic of incalculable power, you can prevail over the unfettered miseries of the Weeping City itself. Then actually, the Cuff of the Father. In your last foray into the Giant's mighty arm, you narrowly escaped Quick Think's All Thoughts and the Illuminati with your life. In doing so, you won a cryptic name, Alexander. Whatever this may be, your path leads into the gloom of Gordius. March onward with courage, for it's only in the darkness that you can learn how to stop the Iron Colossus. This is, again, only 170. So, Cuff of the Father. 170 raid. Alright. Well, at least continues here. So it unselect this, reselect this, get 10 tombstones if this happens. Huh. So that might actually be continuable. Would be nice to actually be able to complete things, but, you know. We will see. Next time. Goodbye.